India is struggling to cope with scorching temperatures from a month-long heatwave. More than 2,000 people have died, with the country's poorest bearing the brunt. Nidhi Dutt reports.
In villages like this, it's a case of old problems being compounded by the weather. Some observers say the past few weeks have raised important questions about the capacity and willingness of the local government to deal with both short and long-term problems.
The US Senate is pushing to bring back the bulk collection of phone records. The law that had allowed for the mass surveillance by the National Security Agency expired on Monday. Kimberly Halkett is in Washington.
Instead of the government collecting the time, length, and phone number of calls, private phone companies would do the work. And if government wants access to that information, a court order would be required.
The UN is allocating $15 million in aid to help people fleeing political unrest in Burundi. Violent protests first broke out a month ago. Harry Matassa is in the capital, Bujumbura.
There was a grenade attack on this market last week and some people died. Protest leaders are promising a big protest on Tuesday. They say what they are fighting for, what they've been on the street for, is they don't want the president, Pierre Nkurunziza, to run for a third term, which violates the constitution.
As delegates from 200 countries meet in Germany to talk about a global deal on saving the environment, we're in Cuba to find out how a socialist revolution has also led to an organic one. Nick Clark reports.
It's not that the Cuban government was particularly enlightened about the environment or about agriculture. It's just that farmers were forced to being more sustainable because of the years of isolation and the lack of resources.
All these stories and more on Al Jazeera.